with some precision the actions, voice, movements, etc. of the model that I'm engaged with as a modeler. There's this question, so which parts are essential and which parts are idiosyncratic for this particular person? For example, I didn't want to bother to have polio, that's why there was that 2.5 month hesitation until I figured out the filtering. So I was pretty sure that I didn't have to allow this hand, which in Erickson was paralyzed, to rest on this hand, which was not, and rest my cheek on it. I was pretty sure that was good. And in fact it was. This next thing I started, so the way you do it is you test. So you do a piece of work with the whole imitative repertoire. You replicate it, it's literally an imitation. And then you make a guess. In this case, of course, I rely on my unconscious to make these guesses. You make a guess that this is probably not an essential part of the pattern. And so what you do the same thing, which you can never do. You do as close as possible the same thing with another subject, as close to the subject you worked with the first time. And you leave out one component, and you evaluate, is there a significant difference in my ability to elicit, provoke the responses on that? Can I get to the same destination and simply leave a piece out? So one of the early pieces that Anna and I both decided probably didn't need was this gravelly voice of the old man. And so, to my astonishment, I did a piece of work with it, and then I did a piece of work without it. And without it, it didn't work. I went, holy I gotta act like an old man with a strange voice in order to do hypnosis. And this is interesting because now you start applying, this is where your left brain kicks in and becomes an asset. You go, what's going on here? So what happened, of course, was we went up a logical level and meant it's not that you have to have a gravelly old man's voice. You have to have two voices. One, as I mentioned, I think the very first day, which is the voice that you use when you're doing hypnosis and you wish to speak privately with your conscious. And another voice that you use for, quote, normal communication when you engage both with the consciousness and the unconsciousness. This is a little piece which may not be obvious for those of you who are going to engage in what, to me, is the most exciting and revolutionary part of NLP, the modeling of genius.